Nothing is hidden under the sun. I think it's a Bible verse. What I mean is, on this earth, on this blue earth we live on, nothing is hidden. So when narcissists thought you were not going to figure them out, when they thought they're going to abuse you forever, I mean, little do they know that nothing is hidden under the sun, right? So I am an 18-year survivor of narcissistic abuse. So in this video, let's talk about when a narcissist knows you figure them out, right? So if this is what you want to know more about, stick around till the end. You're gonna love it because I draw from my experience of having lived, wondering, confused, crying myself to sleep, many years of misery, many years of being smear campaigned, gaslighting, just sheer cruelty being done by one person or maybe a few a few people, because they don't just do it by themselves. So when you have figured them out, you've now starting to take your power back, you start to heal, you start being happy. I mean, all of a sudden you are now starting to find joy in things that previously you wouldn't have paid attention to because your mind is like focused on them. They now live in your head, so you're always processing what they said, why, trying to find solutions, and you know they don't give you closure. And even if you ask them a question, you don't get an answer. And then you wonder, what kind of a communication is this? So now when you figure them out, like, okay, so I asked them a question. They didn't respond. What is that supposed to be? Okay, so they've left the house, and if you leave a house, aren't you supposed to be the one telling people where you're going? In case something happens to you. Because we care, you see, we are empaths, we care about people, so we want to know you're safe. Right, so now you've been wondering of all these years why they behave like that. And then you figure out that no, it's one of their tactics to control you. So now when they leave the house and you don't call them, you just go on with your business as if they don't exist. They don't like that. They'll do it once, twice, 3 times, and then they'll be like, how come they don't consent anymore? Now they know you figure them out. Or maybe you even have said to them, you know what, if you don't want me to know where you are or where you're going, fair enough. I mean, it's your life at the end of the day. And then they'll be like, what is she saying? She's supposed to care. She's supposed to call you. Huh? Okay. So now you've woken up, you're taking your power back, and they don't like it. They don't like to, now you're like thinking, oh, maybe let me go and have my hair done. And then when you go to have your hair done, you talk with people about how your life has been like. They'll probably ask you, I mean, you know, people do chit chat. They might ask you about how things are going, and you might speak about something, and then you realize, how come in my house we don't do things like that? So that on its own will help you to figure them out, but they're not gonna like it because they would want to know who you were with. They might not ask you what was said or what was the discussion all about, because then that'll be obvious, isn't it? They know that maybe from that that time or the meeting you had might have opened your eyes, because obviously you will pick up on something. And the other thing is, once you take yourself out of your home environment to a new environment, your brain sort of like processes, because now the pressure is eased off a bit. You've come out of a pressure zone. Now it's eased off a bit. So your brain can start to process what probably has been happening or has happened, and maybe was trying to find a solution, and all of a sudden it pops and you're away from home and you realize, no, I don't want to live like that. Yeah. For example, you might get back home and things are the way you left them. I mean, as if there's nobody in the house. So now you have to try to cook for the family and it's late. I mean, if it's just the two of you, you might just say, oh, you sort yourself whatever to eat and I'll sort myself. But then if there's young kids, it doesn't work like that, does it? Okay. So the other thing is when you figure them out, they're gonna panic, right? They panic. I mean, they were used to getting supply off you. So what are they gonna do now? So they might turn their abuse onto kids. It's not a pretty sight if you are an empath like me and like you. I know you are. I know you are an empath because this won't make sense to you if you weren't. And if you are not involved with a narcissist, if they turn their abuse on the child, your fighting instinct, your mom instinct will just come in and you'll be like, I'm not gonna, no way are you gonna continue doing that. Now they're like, huh? So you figure them out now. You know they now like to future fake. They tell kids, I'm gonna take you to Disney, and they don't even have a passport. How are you gonna get there? I mean, fly through the night? If it's possible. I mean, I don't know. I've had things like that, but I don't know if it even happens. Okay. So when they take their abuse on kids, for example, they might promise kids to give them pocket money, right? Which is fair enough. But then they don't deliver on their promise. And then you'll be like, so you tell the kids, you know what? If they promise you something, like they're going to do something for you, don't get your hopes high. No, don't. Don't even. Just wait and see if they do it. When they do it, then you'll be like happy. Not to be like, kids will be excited. My dad is going to do this for me on such a day. And then the day comes and then nothing happens. And then you'll be like, see, I told you. And if you say that during their presence, they're just gonna fly into a rage. I mean, have you seen an apple? An apple being smashed and then it flies off the table or whatever they've thrown it on. And then you'll be like, I've never seen that. What is that? Like an explosion, but obviously it doesn't explode. It's just tries to break. Oh my God. I'm like, that thing hasn't done nothing to you. Why are you doing that for? Anyways, so the other thing is they'll smear campaign you. I mean, they have to tarnish your image. They have to tear you down because how dare you figure them out? They managed all 18 years. 18 years of your supply. You made them feel good because they need that narcissistic supply. You made them look nice. You made you've been there. You've given them confidence they didn't have. You gave them your energy. Now you're taking it back. What are they gonna do? They try to do it on the kids, but how much kids can they give them? Not much, because they're just children, right? So they'll have to find another source of supply, and they'll just pretend like you don't exist. But you already know that is one of their tactics. So you're unfazed. Okay, they go to work, decide not to call you, fine. They come back home, You've gone to bed, fine. They wake up the next day, go to work, and you haven't seen each other, pretty much. And you just don't care. But before you knew they were narcissists, you'll be like, how come you're coming home late? Oh, I was waiting for you so we can have dinner together. Oh, how are you? Because I didn't see you last night. I mean, you think it was genuine, you knew. Like, okay, they came late, but then you couldn't wait because you maybe you were tired for some reason, and then you went to bed early, and then when they woke up, you didn't see each other. But no, that is one of their tactics to control you. Okay, so the other thing they do about not just smear campaign, they'll try to devalue, gaslight you, like, but then now you already know. I don't believe that. Whatever they throw at you, you'll be like, I've seen that before. It doesn't work. Back to sender. And then they'll be like, I can't control you. They will confess. I mean, this is when you know that they will confess that you do not submit. Submit the word. I can't control you. Okay. I mean, at first, when you hear them say, I can't control, I've tried, they'll be like throwing their hands in the air. You'll be like, oh my God, what's going on here? I'm done with you. They'll say that. They will confess. So once they've said all that, then you know you've won. Victory, is it? You've won. You've won. I mean, 18 years, I didn't realize what was going on. I just wondered why things were not right. I ignored my gut because I felt, no, something is off here. But then they'd done a good job of planting seeds of doubt. By the time I felt not enough, the mental abuse had gone way too far. Thank God after I've left, I start to process now, like, oh, so that is what that meant. Oh, so they actually did that. And the other thing is, a narcissist will not let you into their world. And then you'll be like, what kind of a person are you? You are like a mystery. But they want to know more about you. And when they want to know more about you, they love bomb you. And then you'll be like, nah. You now know if they're being nice today, it's because they're trying to gather information. And then all of a sudden, the next day, it's like you got a stranger in your house. What is going on? So yeah, once you can like piece the patterns together and realize something is off with this person, it definitely is not you. So they don't like that. They're not gonna like that at all, because you've let the cat out of the bag. People didn't know what was in the bag until you let the cat out. So now people know that it's a cat. So the smear campaign will be ramped up. Like, you just see people not talking to you. I mean, everyone is just distancing themselves from you. You're like, what is going on? Everyone's just like, oh no. And then all of a sudden you're all alone, you're isolated. But it's actually good for you because then you're able to heal in peace. You're able to process the abuse, the extent, and everything in between. You're able to rediscover yourself. You're able to rebuild your self-esteem, your confidence, because your confidence will be gone. Once you've uncovered, you've figured a narcissist out, game over for them. It's game over. It's game over. I mean, what else? Nothing is gonna work if they try any tricks. You've seen them before. Because the thing with the narcissist is that they they just keep on like reusing the same tactics. They don't have anything brand new. So that is why if you come across a narcissist and then you come across another one in a different country, a different ethnicity, different anything, they'll behave the same. The behavior is the same. The tactics they use are the same. I mean, I know we are on this blue planet and everyone is connected, but never in a million years did I ever think that two different individuals could, anyway, where you all use the brain, isn't it? So yeah, I think I've got my answer. We all use the mind, the brain, so we get, yeah, so maybe that is why. But yeah, so once you now know their tactics, their manipulation tactics, their narcissistic abuse cycle, then you'll be like, I don't think I want to live like this anymore. So take yourself out, take your power back, and they'll hoover you on you. They'll send you messages any channel they can, because if you've blocked them on all the social media platforms and they don't have your number, they will try and get somebody who's got your number to call you, and then you start getting calls from people that probably you last spoke to ages ago, and then they'll be like, oh, it's been a while, and then you'll be like, okay, and then they start, you know, talking about the reason why they've called, and then you're already like, you now know they're narcissists, they're not going to change one, and they just don't have empathy, and you can't have a normal relationship, not even a conversation with them. It's them talking to you. You just need to listen to them and do as they say. So what kind of a life is that? Yeah, so you just like, no ways, no way. No ways. In all of my videos, I've said that if you are going to live a narcissistic relationship or a toxic relationship on its own, you need to promise yourself that never will you engage with that person again. It doesn't matter what they offer you. Never. Well, it also depends on you. But if you're dealing with a narcissist, they'll just use the same tactics. Love bomb you, devalue you, discard you, love bomb you again, future fake, grey rock you, smear campaign on you, stonewall you. What else? All those things, they're just the same. It doesn't matter where you are, they're just the same. They're gonna do the same things. Because do you know why I know this? I was discarded, right? First time. I was left with a 6-month-old baby and an 8-year-old child. And at the time, I didn't know about narcissism. So when they left, I was like, okay, it's okay. I mean, they've left. It's fine. Life goes on. So I went on about my life. Like, what do I need to do? Because I was on a maternity leave at that time. So I needed to work my way back to work and also find a way to look after the kids, because they were not going to be involved. I mean, they just didn't want to be responsible for anything. They didn't want to be responsible for anything. Okay. So when they left, since they had already started, I didn't know it was a narcissistic abuse cycle I was in. So they had already discarded me, right? So we've gone through the whole cycle, and now I didn't know what was happening. So when they left, I was meant to believe, because I made excuses for them. Oh, maybe they want to go and live near college because of this, or maybe it's because of me and I talk too much, or maybe, yeah. So now we started talking again after like a year and a half. or because they would pop in and out, and then as if everything was normal, or as if they agreed that they should do whatever they're doing, which even got me more confused. So now, when they tried to come back, I was like, yeah, why not? I mean, I'm sure the time apart has made us learn a few things about ourselves, and therefore, when we give this a go, it's just gonna be a mature kind of relationship, and everyone's gonna benefit from it. What a terrible mistake. What a terrible mistake. From the time they came to the time I decided enough is enough, I'm going to leave. This was ooh, a good 6 years. So within 6 years, nothing improved. It was the same cycle. They love bombed me when they came back. They were doing things that I'd never seen them do. They started cooking. They started cleaning the house. They started running around playing with the little one, and even taking them to nursery and school. Well, and then I was like, oh, they're changed, aren't they? They're changed. Oh, this is good. And then they started working. But it was when they started working that the mask fell a little bit, because I was like, okay, so now you think you're gonna do things together, because I'd give them a budget, like, this is how much money I spend for this and for that, and for bills. You know what I mean? I mean, the living costs. And then they'll be like, yeah, I don't have a problem with giving you so much money when I get paid. When they got paid, I never saw it. I never saw nothing. Nothing came through my account. They didn't even ask for my bank account. So me being an empath, or thinking, oh, because they said I talk too much, so I don't want to say anything. I'll just wait on them to, to come round to it. They never came round to it. 6 years until I discovered what narcissism is. And then I set myself free. So when they know that you figure them out, they will try all the tricks. They will love bomb you because it worked in the past, so they'll do that. But don't be fooled. It's just temporary. They're just gonna continue to try and get your energy. Energy. Yeah. So that is basically what I had for you in this video. Don't be fooled. A narcissist will always be a narcissist. Just like you are an empath, you always be an empath. So, with that said, look after yourself. Your health is more important than serving a narcissist, than foregoing your own happiness just to make another person happy. So, you take care. Love you. Bye.